Guys, Dib the Awesome here to give you yet another Monster Legends Guides, where we talk about monsters, moves, rune sets, partners, all that jazz. Actually, this is a review. Wrong intro. But anyway, this is a review on the Monster Madam Fusion. It's not. I can't really say it's a first impressions because this is actually the second time I'm doing this video. Sorry about that. I just had to look like a out of my room. So I may record this video without meowing in the background, which isn't the best thing in the world. Anywho, Madam Fusion in short is the latest quest monster, and it's basically a better Bell Breath. Now, what does Bell Breath do, Dib? Bell Breath was a monster, or is a monster, it still exists in the game. It is a monster who excels at removing positive and negative effects on single targets, meaning area dodge doesn't really help you much. It focused solely on single target removal, while also providing itself extra turns to just clear everything and not worry about it, while also having area buffs, which also have extra turn skills. And essentially it has three. One of the skills it runs, it doesn't run it, an extra turn. It's just like whatever you want at that point, like damage immunity to control immunity, essentially. But this one focuses more on the idea. Why is it a better Bell Breath? It focuses more on the idea of trait disabling, because the one problem with Bell Breath is the addition of anticipation monsters, which completely stop it from really doing its job. And I will say this one kind of has a slightly better, job dealing with that. It doesn't suffer the drawback of, you can trait disable the one anticipation monster, right? So you can get by the problem that I think the only drawback with this monster really is if the enemy is running multiple anticipation monsters, then it can't do its job. Its most ideal situation is when the enemy is running one anticipation monster, not two. Unless you have a mega top monster, that's fine. It's still kind of bothersome, but essentially, that's the ideal situation you want to bring this thing in, is when they only have one anticipation monster. Then you can make plays from there. This monster, with this skill, Bend the Volt, I'm going to talk about this real quick, which deals magic damage and then applies thunder and nature weakness and gives an extra turn to itself. This essentially sets up for your extra turn damage dealers like Charmless, like Voltic, Xyla, whatever extra turn monster in the future that happens to be released that is thunder or nature based. It is specifically designed to go with this thing. It even has a skill called Focus Fusion, which gives stamina back to all allies, plus regen to all allies. This skill was solely designed for the sake of stamina reliant extra turn damage dealers, so insta winners, essentially. The number one problem, real quick though, with I guess nowadays with the use of relics, a lot of monster bases nowadays run or enemy defenses, run like stamina draining relics. So it's kind of hard to do insta pumps, insta stomps, when they have draining relics, because you can't really kill them immediately. Then you have to wait a few turns. But she has so many stamina recovery options, you realize, with this monster. That's fine, as long as you can survive. As I will say, as long as you can survive, taking damage or whatever, or you have like a mega taunt monster, that kind of doesn't really matter. I will say that. It doesn't really matter at that point. This monster, again, is supposed to be run with those monsters, but you can run it without them. So if you run a thunder, high quality thunder damage, we're talking about Oliner, we're talking about Toshiro, nature attackers like Judgment, or just name Kiridar. Kiridar is another good example. Perfect. Run them with this. You'll do so much damage, so good consistent damage. It's nice. It's great. It helps them a lot. But yeah, that's it with this. And she has one more skill that I liked running. It's called Your Turn. Removes all negative status effects and gives one extra turn to itself. or not to itself, to one ally. So whatever she uses this on, it immediately gets an extra turn. Lovely, fantastic, great for making plays after doing trait disable. Essentially what she winds up being is kind of like this bell breath, extra turn speedster, because a lot of like, there are some monsters in this game that run a extra turn skill and have like no denial, but people run it full speed and then just go first for their damage dealer. Perfect example. I really like the utility of this monster that it offers. She has some really situational stuff like the random torture effect. She does have a single target damage skill, which applies torture randomly to all enemies, not allies. And then she has a remove negative effects. That's nice, but it doesn't give her extra turn, and she kind of has this ability to do plays when she does run all of her extra turn skills. Here, we're just gonna put tripod out there too. Yohel wants to go out, and just kind of get to do your plays. So ideally, this is the moveset you should be running in terms of a high competitive war. This is kind of what you want to do. Run the remove positive effects that gives you an extra turn. Run the thing that disables straight gives you an extra turn. Bend the Volt gives you an extra turn. It sets up for any nature or thunder monster you are running, or any monsters that have thunder or nature-based damage skills. It doesn't necessarily have to be from those elements. There are some monsters in this game that do have access to elemental-based skills that aren't their actual attribute, or their nature type, I mean. So that you can run them with those two. And then you finish it up with your turn. As soon as you get ready for your plays, you send it immediately to your damage dealer, essentially, hopefully for a clear wipe. Like an insta wipe, I mean. For relics, it can hold a banner and a staff. Lovely relic set. Amazing. Very, very, very good relics for this monster. It's already good to begin with. Because... It's already good to begin with because it's trade. If you looked at it, I'm sorry I didn't talk about this in the beginning. I did this, I talked about it in the beginning of the video that never got posted, but I forgot to do it in this one. This monster essentially is guaranteed a turn. If you get it to rank 3, it's for sure guaranteed to get a turn in. So that's really, really, really nice because it gets self-evasion, and then I don't know if this is an area cast, but it gets positive effects. I don't know if it's just on itself, but if it is on an AoE scaling, that is nice. That is really, really good. Essentially protecting all your starting buffs like your megatons. That's huge. I will say that's very important. That's really good. But why does it go so well with, your relic slots is, let's say you're fighting against like a Thedes or like a Wang Zhao, who excels at draining your stamina. This thing isn't going to get hit by any of those skills whatsoever, and then the relics will proc, and it's basically a waste of turn on their part. They didn't really get to take advantage of anything because your allies still have all their stamina now, because she got to go. You do run full speed on her, unless you want to run team speed too. That's also an option, but most part you'll probably see her at full speed for good consistency. And, this the priority is really nice. And then since the fact she can also hold a, banner, staves are really good for recovery / draining stamina. But for the most part, you want to recover stamina. It's really nice. You have also the option to run a Invar's banner. And this thing has already cool life to begin with. It has 34k at level 100. And at some point it gets even tankier. So Invar's banner has really nice healing scaling. And it's really good for megatons. It even encourages you to run a megaton monster, like the recent megaton monster Yzeel, or Isel, or it's the undead frost giant thing. Really nice, really cool. Get it? It's amazing. Dunra is also a good example, or like Mephisto too. Just like those monsters, it's just meant to. It just encourages you to run it with those monsters, and it makes up for the fact you're not really running a denier. I will say that's probably her best synergy in terms of a defensive sense. Like running because you kind of want to run full speed with her. It just seems like what you want to do. Then to run a megaton monster makes up for that. It is really nice. It lets you become flexible. So this is what you want to run, but not everyone's going to have the Cane of Atlantis here, which gives you all your stamina back. As soon as someone reaches below 50%, it restores everyone's stamina. So what you're going to want to do is run either an Energizer staff or, you know, maybe one of the gold relics. But ideally, Cane of Atlantis is always nice. So I'm going to run in the video, since I do have it, to just showcase the cool power. And then it also gives me the ability to run Invar's Banner. I don't have to run Recharging Banner. Though I will say, if you're going solely extra turn damage dealers, Charging Banner might be in your best interest. Maybe. Maybe not. But I think Invar's Banner is, like, this is the best setup in my opinion. I don't think this could get any better than life recovery plus stamina recovery plus stamina recovery. It's just too nice to pass up. It's just really good. So we're going to showcase her amazing damage output capabilities today. Whenever you synergize with people. So let's toss her in the team here. We're going to run Space Jawbreakers here. We're going to run Charmless. This is a prime example of what you want to use. And then we're going to use our boy Gooey. It's about to get gooey in here. Gooey. Hey, our boy Gooey. He's going to protect us today in this video as we showcase the power of the extra turns. I should probably look for like a team that's running Anticipation. I think that's a good thing to do. I took a lot of damage there, but as you saw right there, I had the Invar's Banner up, so I got to heal my boy. And I don't even have the. I actually have some healing plates or like armor plates. I didn't really equip him with a plate, but that means I'd just still be sturdy. I'd still be fine, which is pretty dope. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do bend the volt into. I did the wrong skill there. I did the remove positive effects. I should have went for the other one, but that's fine. And then I'll do a bend the volt on. Oh, I did that wrong. Did I still? Yeah, let me do that again. I can fix my mistakes. Excuse me. Into bend the volt into my extra turn. So now I can go and pretty much insta win. This is pretty much game. These monsters aren't hard by any means. But it's just like a good example. If they were having a really strong, sturdy comp, I'd pretty much break through the trait. If they had taunt, I'd break through it. I can focus on things. I can do much. There was a energy stamina. Another thing you'll realize too is if you kill the monster that goes before your Charmless, if you kill that monster, you'll immediately get another turn in. You know, that means like once you do all your extra turn skills or they drain your stamina, you can recharge and then just go again. And then finish what you started, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of like if you focus down the thing that goes before Charmless, you are pretty in a good spot. I think a good example would be dealing with a Ragnorok. I think that's a good example. Because let's say they don't have like a taunt monster or like not running double anticipation again, what you can do is trait disable into bend the volt into, you know, your extra turn, pass it to your monster. Since most Ragnoroks don't run anything that drains stamina, you are pretty much guaranteed to wipe out the Ragnarok. Ragnarok is a really annoying monster because it can do virtually anything in the game. Like it's a really strong monster. It's such universally good. It can deny, it can, you know, protect, it can heal, it can be annoying, and to be able to just you know, shut it down, shut down its anticipation, and then just roll stomp it. It is really nice. It is pretty good, pretty good. We'll do against this taunt monster. This is an example of a taunt base. So what we're going to do here is to trait disable. We're going to trait disable that. We're going to bend the volt, making that immediately weak to whatever I do, which is nice and amazing. We could do remove positive effects if we wanted to. Trait disable, why not? Bend to volts. That's already weak to nature skills. I guess we can always do it to this. And then we can pass it to our Charmless. And then we'll just kill it from there. Boom. Dead. Instantly. Gone. And there we go. And then we can clear from there. Ta-da. And there's the board wipe. And there's the insta wipe, my boys. There we go. Back to the old days of the dark times, where this stupid stuff happened all the time. This monster is really nice to get around those, you know, those weird conditions or whatever. Those whatchamacallits, those pesky comps. I kind of want to showcase this. This is a fine example of, like, you know, a monster defense comp that has taunt on it. So I think this is a good time to showcase really just how annoying this is to deal with. This is kind of annoying to deal with. So we're going to trait disable this. Dude, my monster here is going to get, like, destroyed. I'm going to have to do... We'll do bend the volt next. Into our trait disable. I can do bend the volt again if I wanted to. I'm going to do that. We'll do trait disable. All their traits are disabled. We can go this into this. And then we can go for the clear. Boom. Extra turn, extra turn, extra turn into our extra turn. Into our extra turn. And there we go. We can recharge back into our extra turn. Insta wipe, insta clean, insta win. That's how amazing this monster is. This monster is really, really, really nice. Once there's no thing that really bothers its plays, you can essentially insta win. It is really nice. It's very, very, very consistent, very clean. We do have one more attack on us. I'll showcase it one more time. I do believe I saw a Ragnorok base. I saw. We shall do that fight. Okay, so this is a good example. Look at the relic slots for it real quick. Notice that it's only, like, damage and healing like relics, which means there's no stamina draining relics involved, which is amazing for us. If I was running a damage, this would run better. I probably won't kill it turn 1, just because my relics are level 5. They're not the highest in the game for my charmless. But if they were higher, I'd for sure just board wipe it. Insta clean, insta win. So we start the game off with remove positive effects. Let's remove that. We have to do that. We have to do it. Wait 1 second. We have to do it again. 1 second. We have to do our extra turn here. We'll bend the volt. I actually got stamina drained there. That's not good. We'll do trait. We can finally do our trait disable though. We can go into our extra turn here. Switch it up to charmless. And then boom, dead. We got rid of it instantaneously. I can recharge and I can move again. Extra turn, and then recharge, and then that's game. They can do nothing at this point. Extra turn, into recharge, into extra turn. Extra turn, extra. Read all about it. There's an extra turn. And there we go, and that's game. That's how you do it. Very, very nice. When this monster can run, it can run. When it can't run, it can't run. It's either going to run the whole match or it's not going to run at all. It's totally 100% dependent on what the enemy is running. If the enemy is running like double anticipation, it doesn't run all too well. If they're running stamina draining relics, it could actually hinder your combo, depending on what you're running with. I will say if you're running like a Thalassa, that's pretty nice. That's really good, actually. It's actually kind of anti-stamina drain if you think about it, which is pretty good. That's really nice. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I'm Dib the Awesome. Very nice monster. Get it. If you're having debates of getting it, get it. Really nice. Really good. It wasn't even a ranked up Madam Fusion, and we showcased just how powerful it was to begin with. And you could, depending on what you like run,
Like, I guess you don't really even need it ranked up, which is weird because if you're running like Megaton monsters, you're kind of safe. As long as you can keep the enemy from taking away your Megaton, you don't have to worry about it ever losing really anything. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. So just get it. Like, yeah, it's at 100. It's pretty good. Paired up with a Megaton monster. Very nice. Very clean. All that good stuff. I'm Dib the Awesome. Catch you guys later.